Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. I hope you're doing well today. I've got a non-alcoholic unfiltered lager to review for you today. I'm doing a couple of these non-alcoholic beers lately. Some of you may know I'm bang on the diet at the moment, desperately trying to shed a few pounds. And these non-alcoholic beers kind of fit in with it because, let's be honest, losing weight and drinking beer on a regular basis is not the best mix in the world. So I am sort of dipping my toe into the non-alcoholic beer waters. So far, I'm not really enjoying them, but I've got one I've had before. I've not had it in the bottle before, but I've had it before, and I've had it recommended to me by other people. It's Lucky Saint with their 0.5% ABV unfiltered lager. I picked this particular bottle up in Sainsbury's. It's in a 330ml bottle. I think I paid about £1.50 for it. There's loads of writing on it. It says, progressively crafted with over 400 years of proud brewing heritage. We leave our beer unfiltered for maximum flavour, even without the alcohol. Lucky Saint. There is the bottle cap with like a bug. Looks like a ladybug on it. A ladybird, should I say. So yeah. Lucky Saint. I quite like that bottle cap, to be fair. Ingredients: water, barley, yeast and hops. Brewed in Germany, not another beer co. So brewed in Germany for Not Another Beer Co Limited. Store cold, drink fresh, suitable for vegans. Yeah, 0.5% ABV. I had some of this. Was I drinking it out of bottles or was I drinking it on keg at Brew London? They were, funnily enough, we went to Brew London last summer with John, with Lord's Brewing Company. Simon was there as well. Real Ale Craft Beer Guide, and right next to the Lord's Bar was the Lucky Saint bar. And I'll be brutally honest, it got to the point where we were desperate for water. There was like hardly any water on site, which was a bit weird. So we were looking something that was wet and cold and refreshing, but without alcohol. And Lucky Saint were right next to us. So we started having a load of their beers, and to be honest, it hit the spot. It worked at the moment. But yeah, this is anything but that now. It's cold outside. I am thirsty. I do fancy a lager. So the pressure's on with this one. So I'm going to get this open. Like I say, I like the bottle cap. I will keep that. But yeah, this is, I think it's quite readily available now, Lucky Saint. I think it's in quite a few of the supermarkets. But yes, I'm pretty sure we were having it on keg at Brew London. I'll try to give it an aggressive pour. So it is unfiltered. I'll leave that there. Lucky Saints. So there is the lager. Certainly unfiltered. Got a lovely haze to it. Really good levels of carbonation on that. You see that? Roaring away. Good levels of carbonation. It's holding on to half a finger of a slightly foamy looking whitehead. So yeah, covering about half of it. It doesn't look awful, that's for sure. Nice hazy golden colour. Let's stick my snout in. See what the aroma is telling us. Give it a bit of a wriggle, see if I can wake it up. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. That has got more aroma than a lot of other big lagers, to be fair. It has quite a sweet citrusy aroma to it. And a slightly sweet bready malt aroma to it as well. Yeah, there's a bit going on there. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know why I was expecting it to smell of nothing because it's got no alcohol in it, right? I'm expecting to be disappointed with this beer. So far, I'm impressed. But there is a sweet, slightly lemony, sort of lemon grassy aroma. And there is a bit of that subtle sort of honeyed white bread malty aroma. It says it's brewed in Germany. And I was literally about to say it is reminiscent. It's reminding me of the aromas you get on a lot of these sort of German Helles lagers. I'm well impressed with that. My mouth's watering. Let's get stuck in. Cheers. Okay. It's quite citrusy sweet. Not overly sweet. It's not like a barley wine or anything like that. But there is a citrus, zesty freshness to it. Off the bat, you can tell that it's been sweetened. Obviously, alcohol is made up of sugars in the beer. A lot of breweries, particularly the Belgians, they add sugar to the brew to up the ABV. You can tell this has a slightly artificial tasting sweetness to it, but it's not unpleasant. In fact, it's quite drinkable. It's citrusy, it's grassy, it has kind of sort of earthy kind of notes to it. It's got a bit of body to it as well, which is nice. Again, there's a lot thinner, lesser mouthfeels lager out there that have alcohol in them. I'm going to be honest, I'm impressed. The initial taste is pleasant. The mouthfeel, the fact it has a mouthfeel, the fact it has a bit of a body is impressive. And there is a very light, very gentle, hoppy bitterness to it at the back end. Water, barley, yeast and hops. That's all you want in a lager, really. Brewed in Germany for Not Another Beer Co. I'm sure I've heard of them. Not Another Beer Co. I'm sure I've heard of them. Obviously German. Doesn't say it's been sort of brewed to the German purity law, but there's nothing in there in terms of ingredients that they wouldn't put in anything else. Like I say, there is a notable subtle sweetness to it when it first hits your tongue, when it first hits my palate. It's the first thing I'm noticing is this slightly floral, citrusy, slightly grassy sweetness, which isn't always something I pick up in a lager, but it's quite noticeable. But then it's balanced out nicely by a decent mouthfeel, a decent coating of the palate. And then in the background there, there is a subtle, gentle, hoppy bitterness. And again, bitterness isn't exactly a huge characteristic traditionally of a lager, so you're not exactly going to judge a lager on its bitterness. But the fact that it has a bit, the fact that it has a finish, again, is impressive for me personally. I find that impressive that the beer has a complete experience. It has a rounded, balanced drinking experience to it. The most notable element is that sort of slightly citrusy sweetness at the beginning. It's then followed up by the body that really coats the palate. It's almost medium bodied. It's got a bit of thickness to it. And that's quite impressive in itself. And yeah, that little bit of bitterness at the back end just rounds it off, gives the beer a finish. All in all, I like it. I think it's good. And that's about 51 calories. So I'm counting my calories at the moment. Traditionally, a traditional pint of lager, even a low ABV lager like your Grolsch's or Carling or something like that, a 4% lager, you're looking at about 200 calories for a pint of lager. This, granted, it's only a 330ml bottle. This bottle is about 51 calories. So a quarter of the calories that you would get in a traditional pint of lager. So if you are trying to watch your weight, you are trying to lose a few pounds, I tell you what, that tastes like a perfectly decent lager. It is slightly thinner. There is slightly less flavour than a really good. I mean, for example, in the beer monster behind me, I've got a Paulaner keg. There's a lot more in that. There's a lot more going on with it, but then that's a 5% lager. This is a 0.5% lager. I would drink that again. In fact, I will buy that again because I love a beer, as you well know. But alcohol and dieting don't go hand in hand. And if I was going to a mate's place for a house party or something like that, or just a gathering, I would quite happy turn up with a box of those, and I'd have no shame in it whatsoever because it tastes better than most of the lagers that are available, to be honest with you. I really like it. I really like that. I think they've done an absolutely superb job of making a non-alcoholic lager. I think that's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, it's not an incredible, it's not the best lager you're ever going to drink in the world, but take into consideration the lack of alcohol, I think that's a wonderful bit of brewing. I really do, and I like it enough to give it a solid 9 out of 10. I'm well impressed. It's cheaper, less calories, and it tastes good. I've got no complaints from me, none whatsoever. So 9 out of 10 for Lucky Saint. Fair play to him. I hope you've enjoyed this review. It's certainly been an eye-opener for me. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Do appreciate that. And until my next one, you take care.